Our fourth speaker is Sarah Bateman. She will be evaluated by Beth Somerville. And Sarah is our club president, and I have been very inspired and cheered by her recent speeches. It always seems like they're speaking directly to something that I need to hear in that moment. And I'm looking forward to hearing what she has to say tonight. She's asked us to unmute for her speech, so please go ahead and unmute yourselves at this time. And her speech is titled, Choose Wisely. She asks us, how we think about ourselves shades every aspect of our lives. Are you building yourself up or tearing yourself down? Please welcome Sarah.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guest Frank. What type of labels do you have plastered all over your body? We collect them throughout our whole life. Some are good and build us up and give us courage and push us towards our dreams, and others tear us down. So where do these labels come from? Well, our brain is built to save energy. And one way it does that is putting labels on everything so that we don't have to think, that we just have a shortcut to where we're going. And many times shortcuts, we collect them, but we don't know from where. They start out in childhood, and we look at the authority figures because we have no filter on our brain. We learn that we might be mischievous or happy or lazy or stupid. All these labels, we don't have the understanding to say that is something that I accept, that is something I reject. So what is in your collection of labels? I remember for a long time, one of mine was stupid. I had a guy who called me stupid all the time. And it wasn't until I got fed up and I stood up with him that I was able to pull myself out of that pigeonhole. And I said, I'm not stupid. And he never called me stupid again. But what it also taught me was how I think about myself. Because how we think about ourselves is how we live our lives. What labels have you in your collection that maybe are like stupid, that you want to get rid of? Does anybody have those labels? Have you noticed them? We all do. Maybe it's lazy. Jenny, what's yours?
I will fully embrace mine because it's hard one, but it is, don't be fooled. I only look slow and stupid.
There you go.
Because it also reminds me that I'm not.
Right. And that is how we come out of it, is when we look at our self-talk. Are we criticizing ourselves? Are we looking for every little bitty flaw to tear ourselves down? Because that's what labeling can do to us. It drains the life out of us. It puts limits around what we are able to accomplish. And it's not until we look at those labels and start peeling them off one by one by one that we can start seeing who we really are. And maybe it was somebody from preschool who called you fat, or maybe it was an authority figure that said you have so much potential that you're kind of lazy. When we discover where these came from, and if they really resonate with our essence, then we can start working on them. If we're lazy and we accept it, how do we turn that around? Well, we give ourselves a different label. We give ourselves a better label, a label that will motivate us. Maybe it is, I am inspiring. I inspire those around me to be a little bit better in their lives, to go a little bit farther, to face up to that challenge just a little bit braver. Each time we label ourselves, we have to think about what are the consequences? Where will this take us? How will we grow with this? Or how will we be diminished? So thinking about the labels, if you change your labels, you change your life because you start thinking about yourself differently. So what labels do you want to change now? We're heading into a new year where there's new hope, there's new ideas, there's new opportunities. What are your new labels that will help you bloom instead of fade? Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Sarah. That was an inspiring speech, especially as the end of a year and we move on into the new year. We're thinking about I'm thinking about trying to get rid of a lot of those labels that I put on myself and the self-talk that I also engage in. So it was really helpful to hear that in this moment. Thank you so much.